your main experience, I guess, that probably created a lot of these philosophies was the agency work, right?
That's where I kind of had the epiphany that hourly billing was nuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Hourly Billing is Nuts is the title of the book that you've written, which I think is a great title. And so that'll kind of frame this whole discussion talking about hourly billing. A lot of our listeners are service providers. They're people that are running different types of businesses that could be billing hourly, whether it's a contracting service, field services, or an agency like the one that you have. So you are on a mission to rid the world of hourly billing. Can you tell us just what's so wrong with it?
Well, I mean, let's start with what's right about it. It's really easy. It's what everyone expects. Your clients probably expect you to give them an hourly rate when you first meet them. The whole world is organized. The whole world of services is organized around hourly billing. So when someone maybe leaves an in-house job and decides to hang out their own shingle and I'm going to be a designer on my own instead of for some giant corporation, the first thing they think is, what should my hourly rate be? It's usually not what should my business model be or how should I charge for my services or my expertise. So it's obvious, it's easy. The problem is it gets you into this hourly trap where the better you get at what you do, the less money you make. It doesn't make any sense. If you get better at what you do, and when I say better, I mean delivering desirable results to your clients in less and less time, you make less and less money. And people will respond to that and say, well, you could just raise your rate, but nobody raises their rate fast enough to keep up with how much better they get at what they do. And even if they did, they'd price themselves out of what the market will bear for whatever it is that you do. So if you're like a web designer and you charge $500 an hour, no one's going to call you.
Right. So there's kind of a cap on your profitability because getting more efficient means billing for less hours,
right?
Fewer hours, right?
So then you have to get more clients and then you're just working harder and harder. And the people I work with, they find themselves in this position maybe 5 years in where they are working harder than ever and they just can't figure out how come I'm not getting ahead? It's like, because you have no profit and there's no way to optimize because if somebody buys an hour, how long does it take you to deliver it? An hour. So you can't get faster.
Right. So there is an alternative. And before we get there, I'll just share when I first started consulting on my own before Trainual, I had a little consulting business. I'd sold my first company. I didn't know what to charge. I did kind of the same thing. And I just threw a number out there. And at the time it was $35 an hour. And then my next customer was $40 an hour. My next customer was $50. And that was how I was dealing with it. But I hit a wall and I had an epiphany too. What was the epiphany? What's the better way to charge?